ॐ अतः संध्योपासना विधि। ॐ शन्नो देवीरभिष्टय आपो भवन्तु पीतये संयोरभिस्रवन्तु नः। इंद्रिय स्पर्श। ॐ वाक् वाक्, ॐ प्राणः प्राणः, ॐ चक्षुः चक्षुः, ॐ श्रोत्रं श्रोत्रम्, ॐ नाभिः, ॐ हृदयम्, ॐ कण्ठः, ॐ शिरः, ॐ बाहुभ्यां यशोबलम्, ॐ करतलकरपृष्ठे। मार्जना। ॐ भूपुनातु शिरसि, ॐ भुः पुनातु नेत्रयोः, ॐ स्वः पुनातु कण्ठे, ॐ महः पुनातु हृदये, ॐ जनः पुनातु नाभ्याम्, ॐ तपः पुनातु पादयोः, ॐ सत्यं पुनातु पुनः शिरसि, ॐ खं ब्रह्म पुनातु सर्वत्र। प्राणायाम। ॐ भू ॐ भुवः, ॐ स्वः, ॐ महः, ॐ जनः, ॐ तपः, ॐ सत्यम्। ॐ भू ॐ भुवः, ॐ स्वः, ॐ महः, ॐ जनः, ॐ तपः, ॐ सत्यम्। ॐ भू ॐ भुवः, ॐ स्वः, ॐ महः, ॐ जनः, ॐ तपः, ॐ सत्यम्। ॐ मृतं च सत्यं चाभिधात् तपसोऽध्यजायत, ततो रात्रयजायत, ततः समुद्रो अर्णवः, समुद्राद् अर्णवादधी संवत्सरो अजायत, अहोरात्राणि विदधत् विश्वस्य मिषतो वशी। ॐ सूर्याचन्द्रमसौ धात यथा पूर्वमकल्पयत्, दिवं च पृथिवीं चान्तरिक्षमथो स्वः। मनसा परिक्रमा। ॐ प्राचीदिगग्निरधिपत्यसितो रक्षितादित्य ईशवः, तेभ्यो नमोऽधिपतिभ्यो नमो, रक्षितृभ्यो नमः, ईशुभ्यो नमः, एभ्यो अस्तु। योऽस्मान् द्वेष्टियं वयं द्विष्मस्तम्भौ जम्भे दध्मः। ॐ दक्षिणादिगिन्द्रोऽधिपतिस्थिरश्चिराजी, रक्षतात् पितरैषवः, तेभ्यो नमोऽधिपतिभ्यो नमो, रक्षितृभ्यो नमः, ईशुभ्यो नमः, एभ्यो अस्तु। योऽस्मान् द्वेष्टियं वयं द्विष्मस्तम्भौ जम्भे दध्मः। ॐ प्रतीचीदिग्वरुणोऽधिपतिः प्रीडाकुरक्षितानमिषवः तेभ्यो नमोऽधिपतिभ्यो नमो रक्षितृभ्यो नमः ईशुभ्यो नमः एभ्यो अस्तु योऽस्मान् द्वेष्टियं भयं द्विष्मस्तम्भो जम्भे दध्मः। ॐ उदीचीदिक्सोमोऽधिपतिः स्वजो रक्षिता शनिरिषवः तेभ्यो नमोऽधिपतिभ्यो नमो रक्षितृभ्यो नमः ईशुभ्यो नमः एभ्यो अस्तु योऽस्मान् द्वेष्टियं भयं द्विष्मस्तम्भो जम्भे दध्मः। ॐ ध्रुवादिग्विष्णुरधिपतिः कल्माषग्रीवो रक्षिताभिरुधैषवः तेभ्यो नमोऽधिपतिभ्यो नमो रक्षितृभ्यो नमः ईशुभ्यो नमः एभ्यो अस्तु योऽस्मान् द्वेष्टियं भयं द्विष्मस्तम्भो जम्भे दध्मः। ॐ ऊर्ध्वादिबृहस्पतिरधिपतिः श्वित्रो रक्षिता वर्षमिषवः तेभ्यो नमोऽधिपतिभ्यो नमो रक्षितृभ्यो नमः ईशुभ्यो नमः एभ्यो अस्तु योऽस्मान् द्वेष्टियं भयं द्विष्मस्तम्भो जम्भे दध्मः। उपस्थानम्। ॐ उद्वयं तमसस्परि स्वः पश्यन्त उत्तरं देवं देवत्रा सूर्यमगन्मज्योतिर् उत्तमम्। ॐ उरुत्यं जातवेदसं देवं वहन्ति केतवः दृशे विश्वाय सूर्यम् चित्रं देवानाम् उदगादनीकं चक्षुर्मित्रस्य वरुणस्याग्निः आप्राद्या वा पृथिव्यन्तरिक्षं सूर्य आत्मा जगतस्तस्तुषश्च स्वाहा। ॐ तच्चक्षुर्देवहितं पुरस्तात् शुक्रमुच्चरत् पश्येमा शरदः शतं जीवेमा शरदः शतं शृणुयामा शरदः शतं प्रब्रवामा शरदः शतमधीनः स्यामा शरदः शतं भूयश्च शरदः शतात्। ॐ भूर्भुवः स्वः तत्सवितुर्वरेण्यं भर्गो देवस्य धीमहि धियो यो नः प्रचोदयात्। हे ईश्वर दयानिधे भवत्कृपयाणेन जपोपासनाधिकर्मण धर्मार्थकाममोक्षाणां सद्या सिद्धिर्भवेनः। ॐ नमः शम्भवाय च मयो भवाय च नमः शङ्कराय च मयस्कराय च नमः शिवाय च शिवत्तराय च। हे मङ्गलेश शङ्कर मंगल करो हमारा पावन प्रकाश पाए परमार्थ पुण्य द्वारा परिजान पय पिलादो अवधर अगाध दानी तेरी शरण में आया, हे भक्त यह भवानी। अब अंत में प्रभु जी तुमको नमन करे हम। वेदों के ज्ञान द्वारा जीवन सफल करे हम। जीवन सफल करे हम। Salutations unto you, O Lord, the embodiment of peace and bliss. Salutations unto you, O Supreme One. I offer my salutations to you, since there is no one, nor nothing else comparable to you in this entire immense creation. Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Iti Sandhyopasana Vidhi Samaptaha. अतः अग्निहोत्रम् आचमनम्। ॐ अमृतोपस्तरणमसि स्वाहा। ॐ अमृतापिधानमसि स्वाहा। ॐ सत्यं यशः श्रीर्मयि श्रीः श्रायतां स्वाहा। अङ्गस्पर्शः। ॐ वाङ्मासेऽस्तु। ॐ नस्वरमे प्राणोऽस्तु। ॐ अक्षनुर्मे चक्षुरस्तु। ॐ कर्ण्युर्मे श्रोत्रमस्तु। ॐ बाहुर्मे बलमस्तु। ॐ ऊर्ध्वोर्मा ओजोऽस्तु। ॐ अरिष्टानि लिङ्गानि तनुस्तन्वामि सह सन्तु। अथेश्वर स्तुति प्रार्थना उपासना मंत्र। Glorification of prayers to and communion with God, with the divine. Om Vishwani Deva Savitara Duritani Parasuva Yad Bhadram Tanna Asuva. Om Hiranyagarbha समवर्तताग्रे भूतस्य जातः पतिरेक आसीत् सदाधार पृथिवीं व्यामुते मां कस्मै देवाय हविषा विधेम। ॐ य आत्मदा बलदायस्य विश्व उपासते प्रशिशं यस्य देवः यस्य छायामृतं यस्य मृत्युः तस्मै देवाय हविषा विधेम। ॐ येन द्यौ ॐ यः प्राणतो निमिषतो महित्वैक इद्राजा जगतो बभूव। य ईशे अस्य द्विपदश्चतुष्पदः तस्मै देवाय हविषा विधेम ॐ येन द्यौरुका पृथिवी च येन स्वः स्थवितं येन नाकः यो अन्तरिक्षे रजसो विमानः तस्मै देवाय हविषा विधेम ॐ प्रजापते न त्वरेतानन्यो विश्वा जातानि परिता बभूव यत्कामास्ते जोमस्तनो अस्तु वयं स्याम पतयोरयीणाम् ॐ सनो बन्धुरजनिता सविधाता धामानि वेदभुवनानि विश्व यत्र देवा अमृतमानशानास्तृतीये धामन्नधैर्यन्त ॐ अग्नेनयः सुपथारायस्मान् विश्वानि देव वयुनानि विद्वान् युयोध्यस्मज्जुहोराणमेनो भूयिष्ठान्ते नम उक्तिं विधेम. O Lord, progenitor, creator of this universe, source of all prosperity, self-illumined giver of all happiness, we pray thee to wipe off all vices, evil desires, and distress, and place upon us good deeds. Create in us the desire of good ways and righteous nature, and give us moral strength that will bring bliss to us. Iti Shwarastuti Prarthana Upasana Prakaranam Atah Swasti Vachanam. Prayers for harmony, for nobility. Om Agnimire Purohitam Yajyasya Devam Ritvijam Hotaram Ratnadhatamam Om Sanahapite Vasunave Agne Supayano Bhava Sachaswanah Swastaye Om Swastino Mimita Mashmina Bhagaha Swasti Devyadhyatira Arnadapanaha Swasti Pusha Asuro Dadhatunaha Swasti Dyava Prithvi Suchetunaha Om Swastai Vayo Muprabhavamahe Somam Swasti Bhuvanasya Yaspatihi Brihaspatim Sarvaganam Swastaye Swastaya Aditya So Bhavantu Nahal Om Vishwe Devano Adya Swastaye Vaishwanaro Vasuragnihi Swastaye Deva Avantadevavah Swastaye Swasti no Rudraha Pathvam Hasaha Om Swasti Mitra Varuna Swasti Patye Revati Swastina Indrashchagnischa Swasti no Adite Kridhi Swasti Pantha Manucharema Surya Chandramasa Viva Punardharata Ghanata Janata Sangame Mahi Om Bhadram Karnebhihi Shrinuyamadeva Bhadram Pashyema Kshavirya Jatraha Stirai Rangai Tushtavan Sastanobhir Vyashemahi Devahitam Yadayoho Om Agnaya Hivitaye Prirnarno Havyadataye Nihota Satsi Varhishi ॐ त्वमग्ने यज्ञानां होता विश्वेशां हितः देवेभ्यर्मानुषे जने ॐ ये त्रिसप्तः पर्यन्ति विश्वारूपाणि विव्रतः वाचस्पतिर्बला तेषां तन्वो अद्य दधातु मे इति संक्षेपतः स्वस्ति वाचनम् अतः शान्तिकरणम् ॐ शना इन्द्राग्नी भवतामभोभिः शन्ना इन्द्रा वरुणारातहव्य शमिद्रा सोमा सुविता यशं यहो शन्ना इन्द्रा पूषणा वाजसातौ ॐ शनो भगः शमुनः शंसो अस्तु शन्नः पुरन्धिः शमु सन्तुरायः शन्नः सत्यस्य सूर्यमशु संसः शन्नो अर्यमा पुरुजातो अस्तु ॐ शनो धाता शमुधरतानु अस्तु शना उरुचि भवतु स्वधाभिः शम्रोरसि बृहति शन्नो अद्रिः शन्नो देवानां सुहवानि सन्तु ॐ शनो अग्निर्ज्योतिरनीको अस्तु शन्नो मित्रा वरुणा वश्विनाशं शन्नः सुकृतां सुकृतानि सन्तु शना ईशिरो अभिवातु वातः ॐ शनो द्यावा पृथिवी पूर्वहौतौ शमन्तरिक्षं दृशयेन अस्तु शना ओषधिर्वनिनो भवन्तु शनो रजसस्पतिरस्तु जिष्णुः ॐ शना इन्द्रो वसुभिर्देवो अस्तु शमारितेभिर्वरुणः सुशंसः शन्नो रुद्रो रुद्रेभिर्जलाशः शनस्त्वष्टाग्ना वृणिः शृणोतु ॐ शनः सोमो भवतु ब्रह्मशन्नः शन्नो ग्राहणः शमु सन्तु यज्ञः शनः स्वरुणा मितयो भवन्तु शनः प्रसवः शमुभस्तु वेधी अतः शिवसङ्कल्पमन्त्र. May that our minds be ever filled with beautiful and benevolent thoughts. Om Yajjagrato Duramurati Devam Taru Suptasya Tathaivaiti Durangamam Jyotisham Jyotirekam Tanme Manaha Shiva Sankalpamastu Om Susharatir Ashwani Vayan Manushyan Neniyate Bhishubhirva Jineva Hrit Pratishtam Yadajiram Javishtam Taname Manaha Shiva Sankalpamastu Taname Manaha Shiva Sankalpamastu Om Sanaha Pavasvasham Gave Sham Janaya Shamaravate Shamrajano Shadhibhyaha Om Abhayam Nahakaratyantariksham Abhayam Dyavar Prithivi Ubhayne Abhayam Paschad Abhayam Purastad उत्तरादधरादभयं नो अस्तु। ॐ अभयं मित्रादभयममित्रात् अभयं ज्ञातादभयं परोक्षात् अभयं नक्तमभयं जीवानः सर्वा आशा मम मित्रं भवन्तु। सर्वा आशा मम मित्रं भवन्तु। इति संक्षेपतः स्वशान्तिकरणम्। अतः अग्निहोत्रम्, अग्निप्रदीपनं, kindling. ॐ भूर्भुवः स्वः। ॐ भूर्भुवः स्वर्गौरिव भूमना पृथिवी ववरेमण तस्यास्ते पृथिवी देवयजनी पृष्ठे अग्निमन्ना दमनाद्याया दधे। ॐ उद्बुद्यस्वाग्नि प्रतिजागृहि त्वमिष्टापूर्ते संसृजेथामयं च अस्मिन् सदस्ते अध्युत्तरस्मिन् विश्वे देवा यजमानश्च सीदत। समिधादानम्। ॐ अयन्त इदमात्मा जातवेदस्तेने ध्यस्ववर्धस्व चेदवर्धय चास्मान् प्रजया पशुभिर्ब्रह्मवर्चसे नानाद्येन समेधय स्वाहा। इदमग्नये जातवेदसे इदन्नः मम। ॐ समिधाग्निं दिवस्यत घृतैर्बोधयता तिथिम् अस्मिन् हव्यजुहोतन सुसमिधाय शोषिषे घृतं तीव्रं जुहोतन अग्नये जातवेदसे स्वाहा। इदमग्नये जातवेदसे इदन्नः मम। ॐ तन्त्वा समिद्भिरङ्गिरौ घृतेन वर्धयामसि बृहश्चोच्छाय विष्ठ्य स्वाहा। इदमग्नये अंगिरसे इदन्नः मम। Panchakritahuti 5 times, ghee only. ॐ आयन्त इद्मा आत्मा जातवेदस्तेनेध्यस्व वर्धस्व चेदवर्धय चास्मान् प्रजय पशुभिर्ब्रह्मवर्चसे नानाद्येन समेधय स्वाहा। इदमग्नये जातवेदसे इदन्नः मम। ॐ आयन्त इद्मा आत्मा जातवेदस्तेनेध्यस्व वर्धस्व चेदवर्धय चास्मान् प्रजया पशुभिर्ब्रह्मवर्चसे नानाद्येन समेधय स्वाहा। इदमग्नये जातवेदसे इदन्नः मम। ॐ आयन्त इद्मा आत्मा जातवेदस्तेनेध्यस्व वर्धस्व चेदवर्धय चास्मान् प्रजया पशुभिर्ब्रह्मवर्चसे नानाद्येन समेधय स्वाहा इदमग्नये जातवेदसे इदन्नः मम ॐ आयन्त इद्मा आत्मा जातवेदस्तेने यस्ववर्धस्व चेदवर्धाय चास्मान् प्रजया पशुभिर्ब्रह्मवर्चसे नानाद्येन समेधाय स्वाहा इदमग्नये जातवेदसे इदन्नः मम ॐ आयन्त इद्मा आत्मा जातवेदस्तेने ह्यस्ववर्धस्व चेदवर्धाय चास्मान् प्रजया पशुभिर्ब्रह्मवर्चसे नानाद्येन समेधाय स्वाहा इदमग्नये जातवेदसे इदन्नः मम ॐ आयन्त इद्मा आत्मा जातवेदस्तेनेभ्यस्ववर्धस्व चेदवर्धाय चास्मान् प्रजया पशुभिर्ब्रह्मवर्चसे नानाद्येन समेधाय स्वाहा इदमग्नये जातवेदसे इदन्नः मम जल सिंचनम sprinkling ॐ अदितेऽनुमन्यस्व ॐ अनुमतेऽनुमन्यस्व ॐ सरस्वत्यनुमन्यस्व ॐ देवाः सवितः प्रसुवैजं प्रसुवैच पतिं भगाय दिव्यो गन्धर्वः केतपुः केतन्नः पुनातु वाचस्पतिर्वाचन्नः स्वदतु अतः आगाराव आज्यभाग आहुति ॐ अग्नये स्वाहा इदमग्नये इदन्नः मम ॐ सोमाय स्वाहा इदं सोमाय इदन्नः मम ॐ प्रजापतये स्वाहा इदं प्रजापतये इदन्नः मम ॐ इन्द्राय स्वाहा इदमिन्द्राय इदन्नः मम घी and सामग्री ॐ सूर्यो ज्योतिर्ज्योतिः सूर्यः स्वाहा ॐ सूर्यो वर्चो ज्योतिर्वर्चः स्वाहा ॐ ज्योतिः सूर्यः सूर्यो ज्योतिः स्वाहा ॐ सजोदेवेन सवित्रा सजोडुषेन्द्रवत्या जुषानः सूर्यो वेतु स्वाहा ॐ भूरग्नये प्राणाय स्वाहा इदमग्नये प्राणाय इदन्नः मम ॐ भूरग्नये प्राणाय स्वाहा इदमग्नये प्राणाय इदन्नः मम ॐ स्वरादित्याय व्यानाय स्वाहा इदमादित्याय व्यानाय इदन्नः मम ॐ भूर्भुवः स्वरग्नि वायुवादितेभ्यः प्राणपानेभ्यः स्वाहा इदमग्नि वायुवादितेभ्यः प्राणपानेभ्यः Idanna mama. Om Apo Jyotiraswamritam Brahma Bhurbhuvah Swarom Swaha. Om Yamedham Devagana Pitarashchopasate Taya Mahamadya Medhayagne Medhavinam Kuru Swaha. Om Vishwani Deva Savitar Duritani Parasuva Yadbhadram Tanna Asuva Swaha. Om Agnenaya Supatharaya Yasman Vishwani Deva Vayunani Vidwan Yoyodhyasmadjuhuranameno Bhuishtante Namoktim Vidhema Swaha. Om Agnaye Swaha. Iramagnaye Idanna Mama. Om Somaya Swaha. Iram Somaya Idanna Mama. Om Prajapataye Swaha. Idam Prajapataye Idanna Mama. Om Indraya Swaha. Idam Indraya Idanna Mama. Om Bhuragnaye Swaha. Idam Agnaye Idanna Mama. Om Bhudavayave Swaha. Idam Vayave Idanna Mama. Om Swaradityaya Swaha. Idam Adityaya Idanna Mama. Om Bhurbhuvah Swaragni Vayavaditebhyah Swaha. Idam Agni Vayavaditebhyah Idanna Mama. We are sadly aware of the passing of the sister of Mataji Daivanti. Her sister passed away in Guyana, Chitraika Kaula, and she passed away Thursday, and the funeral would be Tuesday coming up. And in solidarity and unity with the family, with Mataji Daivanti ji, we would chant two mantras specifically as we observe that passing. We would, because the Antyeshti hasn't taken place as yet, we will chant two mantras from the Antyeshti Sanskara. Oh, in these two mantras, we are saying that if you're destined to be reborn, O soul of Mataji Chitraika, may you receive that balance, that all-round balance between that sweetness between devotion and between contemplation and devotion. Om Somo Ekebhya Pavate Ghritam Eka Upasate Yebhyo Madhumat Pradhavati Tamshchideva Pigacchatat Swaha. And may you be not only be reborn if you have to, but may you be reborn amongst the rishis, those who are knowledgeable of God and His wisdom. Om Yechit Purvarita Sata Rita Jata Rita Vridha Rishin Stapasvato Yama Tapojan Api Gacchatat Swaha. May God bless you, Mataji Daivanti, you and your family, and the soul of your sister. And also, we are aware that events encompass encompass a range of, on the spectrum, celebratory, observatory, and as we mark the passing, we also here would like to join with Sri Ravi Nath and Bahan Sharan Nath in the marriage of their daughter, Shara and Oliver. They got married recently, and they asked that we offer a prayer in this regard. We pray that may the two of them be united as water from two vessels cannot be separated. May they unite the same way, declaring publicly their commitment to each other. Om Samanjantu Vishvedevaha Samapo Hridaya Ninao Sammatarishva Samdhata Samudestri Dadhatu Nao. May God continue to bless both Shravan, Oliver, and the parents. Ataha Brahma Gayatri Savitri Guru Mantra. Om Bhurabhuvah Swaha Tatsaviturvarenyam Bhargo Devasya Dhimahi Dhiyo Yo Nah Prachodayat Swaha. Om Bhurabhuvah Swaha Tatsaviturvarenyam Bhargo Devasya Dhimahi Dhiyo Yo Nah Prachodayat Swaha. Om Bhurabhuvah Swaha Tatsaviturvarenyam Bhargo Devasya Dhimahi Dhiyo Yo Nah Prachodayat Swaha. Ataha Shrishtakrit Ahuti. Mohan Bhog Prasad. Om Yarasya Kadamanu Atyari Richam Yadvanyunamiha Kadam Agnishta Shrishtakrit Vidyat Sarvam Shrishtam Sohutam Karotume Agnaye Shrishtakrite Sahatahote Sarva Prayaschittahutinam Kamanam Samardhaitre Sarvanah Kamanta Samardhaya Swaha. Idamagnaye Shrishtakrite Idannah Mama. Silent offering. Om Prajapate Swaha. Idam Prajapate Idannah Mama. Om Sarvanvai Purnam Swaha. Om Sarvanvai Purnam Swaha. Om Sarvanvai Purnam Swaha. Ataha Mukhaspadashaha Vidhi. Om Tanupagniyasi Tanvame Pahi. Om Ayurdagniyasi Ayurme Dehi. Om Varchodagni Varcho me dehi. Om Agneyanme Tanva Unam Tanva Aprena. Om Medha me Deva Savita Adadhatu. Om Medha me Devi Saraswati Adadhatu. Om Medha me Ashvinau Devavadhatam Pushkarasrajau. Om Vakchama Apyayatam. Om Pranashama Apyayatam. Om Chakshushchama Apyayatam. Om Shrotram Chama Apyayatam. Om Yashobalam Chama Apyayatam. Om Bhurabhuvah Swaha Kayanaschitra Abhuvad Uti Sada Vridaha Sakha Kaya Shashisthaya Vrita. Om Bhurabhuvah Swaha Kastva Satyo Maranam Manghishto Matsadandhasaha Dridha Chiraruje Vasu. Om Bhurabhuvah Swaha Abhishunah Sakinam Avita Jaritrinam Shatam Bhavasyutaye. Shatam Bhavasyutaye. Iti Agnihotram. Pujani.
Namaste everyone.
पूजनीय प्रभु हमारे भाव उज्ज्वल कीजिए, छोड़ देवे चले कपट को मानसिक बल दीजिए। वेद की गावे चाहे सत्य को धारण करे, हर्ष में हो मग्न सारे, शोक सागर से तरे। अश्वमेध कृच्छाये, यज्ञ पर उपकार को, धर्म मर्यादा चला कर, लाभ दे संसार को। नित्य श्रद्धा भक्ति से यज्ञ आदि हम करते रहे, रोग पीड़ित विश्व के संताप सब हरते रहे। भावना मिट जाए मन से, पाप अत्याचार की, कामनाएं पूर्ण होए, यज्ञ से नर नार की। लाभकारी हो हवन हर जीवदारी के लिए, वायु जल सर्वत्र हो, शुभ गंध को धारण किए। स्वार्थ भाव मिटे हमारा, प्रेम पथ विस्तार हो। ईदन मम का सार्थक, प्रत्येक में व्यवहार हो। हाथ जोड़ झुकाए मस्तक, वंदना हम कर रहे, नाथ करुणा रूप करुणा आपकी सब पर रहे। पूजनीय प्रभु हमारे भाव उज्जवल कीजिए, छोड़ देवे छल कपट को मानसिक बल दीजिए, प्रभु मानसिक बल दीजिए, प्रभु मानसिक बल दीजिए।
Thank you to Pandit Ji for leading us through in this wonderful Sandhya Havan. And thank you to Samantha and Shalini for leading us through Pujani as well. At this point, I'm going to invite Banji Usha to lead us in a bhajan. Usha ji.
नमस्ते जी, सभी को नमस्ते, प्रणाम। मैं आपको ये सुनाने जा रही हूँ, अब सौंप दिया इस जीवन का, अब सौंप दिया इस जीवन का, सब भार तुम्हारे हाथों में, सब भार तुम्हारे हाथों में, है जीत तुम्हारे हाथों में, है हार तुम्हारे हाथों में, है हार तुम्हारे हाथों में। मेरा निश्चय है एक यही, एक बार तुम्हें पा जाऊं मैं, अर्पण कर दूं जगती भर का, सब प्यार तुम्हारे हाथों में, सब प्यार तुम्हारे हाथों में। या तो मैं इस जग से दूर रहूं और जग में रहूं तो कैसे रहूं, इस पार तुम्हारे हाथों में, उस पार तुम्हारे हाथों में, उस पार तुम्हारे हाथों में। यदि मनुष्य ही मुझे जन्म मिले, तब तब चरणों का पुजारी बनूं, मुझ पूजक की एक एक रग का होतार तुम्हारे हाथों में, होतार तुम्हारे हाथों में। जब जब संसार का बंदी बन दरबार में तेरे आऊं मैं, जब जब संसार का बंदी बन दरबार में तेरे आऊं मैं, हो मेरे पापों का निर्णय सरकार तुम्हारे हाथों में, सरकार तुम्हारे हाथों में। मुझ में तुझ में है भेद यही, मैं नर हूँ तू नारायण है, मुझ में तुझ में भेद यही, मैं नर हूँ तू नारायण है। मैं हूँ संसार के हाथों में, संसार तुम्हारे हाथों में, संसार तुम्हारे हाथों में। अब सौंप दिया इस जीवन का, सब भार तुम्हारे हाथों में, सब भार तुम्हारे हाथों में। I surrender myself to Ishwar. Let us follow the divine guidance. And if we fail, He is there to guide us to the right path. That is the entire meaning of this song. O Lord, let us surrender our action, our thoughts to God. My good and bad is in your hands. Therefore, the yield will be there based on my action and my karma. Namaste.
Namaste, Benusha, and thank you very much. Beautifully sung bhajan and beautiful meaning as well. Good choice indeed. Thank you for coming onto the program and gracing us with your presence.
My pleasure, Ji. Always.
And now I'm going to invite Pandit Vidyarthi back to the podium for a special pravachan. Panditji, over to you.
Om Sankachadhvam Samvadadhvam Samvomanansi Janatam Deva Bhagam Yatha Purve Sanjanana Upasate. Let us walk together, speak together, and may our minds be of one accord, following the path of the enlightened scholars of the past. May we perform our allotted duties with commitment and dedication. This mantra is renowned, it's well known for its call for unity. And it has been quoted extensively many times in this regard. Today, I would like for us to just look at the first two lines of this mantra. It is important to note that this mantra is what is called Lot Lakara. It is in the imperative mood. Imperative meaning a command, an order, an instruction. Like other mantras, this mantra is being instructional. It represents an ideal. It gives us something that we have to aspire towards, that we are required to aspire towards. Sangacha Dhvam. Dhvam, again, Ushaji is there and she would know Dhvam is the imperative case. It's the order. You should walk together. Dhvam, Gacha Dhvam, Vada Dhvam. You should not only walk, but speak together. Walk or act and speak together. Samvo Manansi Janatam, Natam. Also again, may your minds be of one. May you think together. So may you, in essence, walk or act rather, speak, think, all together in sync. But how difficult is this? Or how simple is it? Walking together shouldn't be, or acting together shouldn't be difficult. You know, a few steps perhaps, or missteps we should manage. We should manage to act together, to do things together. We have seen people, you know, doing things together, synchronized, like soldiers marching, they walk together. Athletes sometimes move in sync. Dancers, you know, performers, they all move in sync. They all do things together. Speaking, right? People can speak together. We can, you know, we have seen it in like trained choirs or kirtan groups that people, you know, sing in sync. There might be, after a few trials, a few missed notes or pitches, but eventually they get it. So the act of walking and speaking, or acting and speaking, is not or should not be too difficult. And when it happens, we actually admire these things. Wow, looks beautiful. But walking and speaking is actually symbolic. What is more difficult, or perhaps a little more challenging, is thinking. How do we think together? We can walk, we can speak. It's symbolic. But thinking is a little more fundamental and hence challenging. We know, for example, Sandhya is there and it helps us to refine our thinking individually. But most times, not sometimes, most times, even two people who have so many similarities, they cannot think alike. There are so many variables that set us apart, our background, our environment, our innate sanskar. All these make us uniquely different. This is almost like our fingerprint, our individuality. So how do we achieve some level, some degree of unison? Now, I want to be clear that it's not suggested in any way that we should all think always the same way. When it happens, it becomes a little robotic, when we follow, and especially if we follow only one person, it becomes dictatorial, can be destructive actually. The herd mentality should not actually be practiced. It shouldn't be a common thing for human beings. So what would help us in this regard of bringing that thinking is to find areas of common interest. And we all know, right, of things that we can find in common. Many, many things. Many, many things. The list can be very, very long of the amount of things that we can find commonality with, the things that we can do together. The other thing is that we should at least strive to grow ourselves individually, to progress as an individual. Because when we reach a certain level, when we are able to reach a certain level, we are not there, but when we reach there, the differences that we see in each other would not be there. We have never heard of actually two saints engaged in fighting or in a battle. It doesn't happen. It doesn't happen with, I'm not saying scholars, because scholars and saints are totally different. I'm talking about saints specifically. We don't hear or haven't heard of two of them fighting, but common people, it's a commonplace, right? So the higher we go, the differences would dissipate. It would disappear. At the lower level, we see all the cracks and the crevices. Upper, the breeze is uniform. So the higher we rise, the more we are able to rise together and go up together. We are able to get rid of those differences and bring our thinking more together. And there's so many examples that we can extrapolate and go on from here, looking at Samaj, society, for example. If we are to, and I don't like to use the term, but let's just say we were to herd, and I'm using herd about 10, 12,000 people together. What do we have? We have a crowd, right? We have a crowd. But if you have 10 or 12 people only, as opposed to the 10 or 12,000, if you have 10 or 12 people only, but their minds are more in sync and they're able to make a decision and to work amicably, then that's a society, that's a Samaj. It's not the number, it's not the crowd, but being able to work together, that's what brings it. That's what makes us to be able, from that we can able to sangacha dvam, to let us walk, right? Gacha, and we are able to also vada dvam, to dvam, vadami, or vadamaha, rather. We are all able to speak together when we are able to follow that, to uplift ourselves. And so this is just a simple message going back to that mantra that gives us the injunction or the injunct to walk, speak, act, speak, and think together. Those are the challenges, possibly circumvention, how we are able to get around these challenges. I thank you all, and I thank you all for listening. May God continue to bless us and our satsang. Namaste.
Pandit, and thank you very much for that intuitive stream of thought. I'm sure we can all learn to be of like minds and that grow in strength. I would like now to invite Pandit Ram Sarju to render us a bhajan. Pandit Ram, over to you.
Sound check.
Sounds good.
Sound is okay?
Yes.
Okay. Namaste, everyone.
Namaste.
Sharan pare, sharan pare, sharan pare, sharan pare, udhar karo Bhagwan, tumhari sharan pare, bhav par karo Bhagwan, tumhari sharan pare, sharan pare, sharan pare, sharan pare, sharan pare, udhar karo Bhagwan, tumhari sharan pare, bhav par karo Bhagwan, tumhari sharan pare, कैसे तेरा नाम दिया, कैसे तुम्हारी लगन लगाया, कैसे तेरा नाम दिया, कैसे तुम्हारी लगन लगाया, हृदय जगा दो ज्ञान तुम्हारी शरण परे, भव पार करो भगवान तुम्हारी शरण परे, उद्धार करो भगवान तुम्हारी शरण परे, पंथ में तो की सुन सुन बातें, द्वार तेरे तक पहुँच न पाते, पंथ में तो की सुन सुन बातें, द्वार तेरे तक पहुँच न पाते, पथ के बीच जहान तुम्हारी शरण परे, अपार करो भगवान तुम्हारी शरण परे, उद्धार करो भगवान तुम्हारी शरण परे, ऐसी अंतर ज्योति जगाना, हम दीनों को शरण लगाना, ऐसी अंतर ज्योति जगाना, हम दीनों को शरण लगाना, हे प्रभु दया निधान तुम्हारी शरण पड़े भव पार करो भगवान तुम्हारी शरण पड़े उद्धार करो भगवान तुम्हारी शरण पड़े शरण पड़े शरण पड़े शरण पड़े शरण पड़े उद्धार करो भगवान तुम्हारी शरण पड़े भव पार करो भगवान तुम्हारी शरण पड़े उद्धार करो भगवान तुम्हारी शरण पड़े
Thank you very much, Pandit Ram. Thank you. So Nikhil didn't join you today, I guess.
No, Nikhil connect.
Oh, okay. All right, no problem. So I do have a few announcements. The Sammelan that Panditji mentioned in the first part, I'm going to share that information with you. So there is Indo-Caribbean, Arya Samaj Heritage Sammelan. It's the 31st Arya Sammelan. That's on October 1st, 2nd, 3rd. We'll send this by email as well, but if you want this information, you can copy down the website at the bottom of the page, ams2021.aryasamaj.com. And that way you'll be able to get the information and be able to join in the conference. This would be indeed close to your hearts, as most of you are Indo-Caribbean. And this is hosted by, I believe, the Arya Pratinidhi. Is it Panditji? Arya Pratinidhi North America?
Yes, it is. Arya Pratinidhi Sabha.
Yeah, Arya Pratinidhi Sabha North America. Exactly. So that, having said that, the next event that we have in our calendar would be our Diwali event, which would be in November. We're still working out the date, so we'll get back to you on that. I also wanted to let you know that our time slot for in-person attendance of Hawan at the mandir is at 3 o'clock. However, not all of the pundits are willing to go in person to the Samaj. So if you want to pay keen attention to the emails that come out each Sunday until we sort this out properly, if you want to pay keen attention to those announcements, which will be able to tell you whether it's virtual at 10 o'clock or whether it's going to be in person at 3 o'clock. Whenever it's offered at 3 o'clock in person at the temple, we'll also provide you with a Zoom link as well. So if you want to pay keen attention to that while we, as we transition through this pandemic, as you know, we're still in the pandemic, so people are not as comfortable coming out. So if you bear with us, give us your patience, and we will try our very best to keep you informed. We want to thank you for that. The next, I wanted to say a few prayers for a cousin of ours who lost her 18-year-old son just about a week ago in a car accident. Just a week before that, we were all at a wedding, celebrating together, having a good time together, and just a few days ago, this tragic event happened. So very devastating for the family. This would be Preeta and Wayne Danraj from Florida, and of course all of the Narayan family that are involved. We want to extend our sympathies and condolences, and want to pray. If you can join with me in chanting the Trambaka mantra for them. We'll say this 3 times. Om Trambakam Yajamahe Sugandhim pushti vardhanam urvarukamiva bandhanat mrityor mukshiya mamritat. Om Trayambakam yajamahe Sugandhim pushti vardhanam urvarukamiva bandhanat mrityor mukshiya mamritat. Om Trayambakam yajamahe Sugandhim pushti vardhanam urvarukamiva bandhanat mrityor mukshiya mamritat. Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. We pray for strength for their souls. We pray for that young soul that has gone on his way, and for the family to stay together as one. As we bring our program to the close, I'd like to invite both Pandit Ram and Pandit Vidyarthi to join us back as we do bhajan together.
Pandit Ramji, just before you go ahead, I just, if you don't mind, when you finish the Arati Bhajan, you can do the closing prayers also. And with all of your permission, I just want to mention also that today, amongst all the celebrations, today is Guruji, Dr. Satish's birthday, and we want to wish him well. We know that, the extent of the work that he's involved with the Arya Samaj, and Meher Rishidan and Gurukul, and I specifically would like to, I'm very grateful to him that amongst other things, but specifically for learning Sanskrit, and my fellow peer there, Ushaji, is also, I see her shaking her head. We are very, very grateful for that. We have gone a very far way in our learning of Sanskrit. That's all I want to mention. May God bless Guruji, Dr.
Yes,
Satish.
I echo the same, Guruji, Panditji. Very
Thank you.
grateful to have this knowledge in this life.
Thank
Life
you,
is
sir.
short. We don't know what's happening tomorrow. So just learn it and absorb it. We are thankful for whatever he's giving in this life, isn't it?
Yeah, thank you. Okay, over to you, Pandit Ram. Thank you.
Namaste once again. Sound check good? Before I
Yes,
close,
yes.
I just want to mention behind Indira and whoever else is on there for executives and pundits as well. My email has been blocked for some reason. I don't know. Apparently, maybe someone tampered with my email. So please, in the interim, please use this email for any correspondence you might have. My last name, then my first name, Sarju Ramanand at gmail.com. Sarju Ramanand at gmail.com. If you need to reach me by email, please use this one for corresponding, because my other original email, ramsarju@hotmail.com, that's been blocked by Microsoft. So please, for Indira and Bahan Samantha especially, Sarju Ramanan at gmail.com.
Okay.
Sarju Ramanan at gmail.com.
Okay.
Thank you. Let us all clasp our hands and bow our heads for Arti Bhajan. Let us all in our own spaces, let us all join together and sing with one voice. Jai Jagadish Hare Swami Jai Jagadish Hare Bhakt Jano ke sankat Bhakt Jano ke sankat Jan mein dur kare Om Jai Jagadish Hare Julia Vimal Pave Duk Vinashe Manika Swami Duk Vinashe Manika Sukha Sampati Ghar Aave Sukha Sampati Ghar Aave Kasht Mite Tan Ka Om Jai Jagadish Hare Mat Pita Tum Mere Sharan Gahu Kisaki Swami Sharan Gahu Kisaki तुम बिना और न दूजा, तुम बिन और न दूजा, आस करो जिसकी। ओम जय जगदीश हरे, तुम पूरन परमात्मा, तुम अंतर्यामी, स्वामी तुम अंतर्यामी। पार ब्रह्म परमेश्वर, पार ब्रह्म परमेश्वर, तुम सबके स्वामी। ओम जय जगदीश हरे, विषय विकार मिटाओ, पाप हरो देवा, स्वामी पाप हरो देवा। श्रद्धा भक्ति बढ़ाओ, श्रद्धा भक्ति बढ़ाओ, संतन की सेवा। ओम जय जगदीश हरे, जय जगदीश हरे, स्वामी जय जगदीश हरे। भक्त जनों के संकट, भक्त जनों के संकट, क्षण में दूर करे। ओम जय जगदीश हरे, ओम जय जगदीश हरे, ओम जय जगदीश हरे। May all be happy. May all be free from misery. May all realize goodness. And may no one suffer pain. Sarve bhavantu sukhinah. Sarve santu niraya. Sarve bhadrani pashyantu. Ma kaschit dukh bhag bhavet. Om anapate anasya node, anamivasya sushmina, prapradhataram talisha, urjano dehi, dvipade chatushpade. Om Jaho Shanti, Antariksha Gun Shanti, Prithvi Shantir, Apaha Shantir, Ushadai Shanti, Vanaspati Shanti, Vishvideva Shanti, Brahma Shanti, Sarvam Shanti, Shanti Reva, Shanti Sama, Shanti Riddhi. Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. सबको प्रेम से बोलो ओंकार भगवान की जय, प्रेम से बोलो महर्षि स्वामी दयानंद की जय, मर्यादा पुरुषोत्तम श्री रामचंद्र की जय, योगीश्वर श्री कृष्ण चंद्र की जय, प्रेम से बोलो आर्य समाज और वैदिक सत्य सनातन धर्म की जय। नमस्ते।
Namaste, everyone, and thank you again for joining. We'll see you next week. Stay tuned to the email